I too had personal experiences which led me to be a volunteer in the hospice program for 10 years. And I had the privilege of visiting the first hospice in the United States, which was Stamford, Connecticut.
Wow.
And your depiction of a hospice is so accurate. And I am wondering what kind of research was done on that.
Well, my research, the writer did his research and got it pretty well. And then the producers and the director picked the places we worked. At my age and the places I've been and the people I've met, it's pretty easy to pull together, you know, certain things, and then to look at people and have them feel your intentions and your emotions, and they give that back to you, and that's really all acting is. You speak, you know, it's not your words, but if you speak them with truth, you see people's eyes, you know, you have to look them in the eye and talk to them. It's not like, you know, this is, you know, you have to look at people and talk, and there was a lot of that in this, and working in this one place up in Tahunga, it was, they had a lot of people there that, and they didn't have as much help as they should have. And it's not comfortable when you see people aren't being cared for, and they walk by you and you can smell that they haven't been bathed, or, you know, they haven't, it's wrong. It's very wrong that that should happen, and you pay for it.
Thank you, by the way, for your volunteer work with hospice. I mean, it's really opened up my eyes to a whole new world. I mean, we went into this knowing we had a good story and an important story, but the unintended consequence is that we've got a necessary story, and it is our obligation to get it out there and babysit this through to the right way and work with people, wonderful people like Pat, and make sure that that it gets out to the general public. The research we did was very extensive. Obviously, like Seymour said, our writer.
For a long time.
Our writer obviously did a lot. But what ended up happening was I called a lot of hospices. I got specific suggestions on how to deal, like with the tube scene. Now, at the end of the day, that isn't how they do it. And we had to make some creative choices for how the story could be told versus all these new innovative technological advancements that have been made with medical equipment that make those kinds of tubes and things not kink up and do things like what that story told. But that was his character arc. That was so important,
Humor,
you know.
has to be a part.
Yeah, so we kept that in even though it wasn't correct, and we got a, you know, we took some license. Yes?
I just wanted to say...
It's an arena, she said, that most people dare not go. Let me tell you about it. Seymour and I have traveled the world together for probably more than a year now, getting this movie out there, and I'm going to tell you why. Hollywood doesn't know what to do with it. Hollywood goes, oh my God, this is great. Oh, yeah, okay, well, it was great, thanks. And we're like, what? You know, we get these kinds of responses, we get these kinds of Q&As, we get people that don't leave the theater, want more of this. This is necessary conversation with the healthcare debates that are going on right now. I mean, come on, we're oddly the perfect storm. You couldn't have gotten a better cast than this. We couldn't have shot it on a better camera.
It's true, but you got one beautiful young girl who plays the guitar beautifully, Lacey. You got a good-looking guy who dies pretty quick, and then you got an old guy that's a pain in the ass. But he has a sense of humor. Yeah, I rode up for 90 miles or 100 with her, and she wouldn't let them come and get us. I said, are you nuts? I'm going to drive this long with you?
I love you so much.
Yes, I could tell. But, no matter how tough life is, I mean, I've always had, I mean, humor is a part of me, and it was a part of seeing the Ritz Brothers when I was that big, and I couldn't believe guys moved like that. You know, and I don't know if you know Harry Ritz and his brother. They were amazing. And you know, I saw some film, I met their daughter, one of their daughters who worked at Hago's restaurant, and she said, did you ever see my dad? And then I said, who, the Ritz Brothers? I said, yeah, because I was with Burlesque. She said, well, I've got a tape I'd let you, and it was phenomenal. And he was the first one to wear a dress way before, what's his name did, you know, on TV. He did a performance. But humor is very healing, and it's an important thing. And, you know, not everybody has a sense of humor, but it's pretty easy to get. If you learn to laugh, then you learn to give laughs, you know, and you do it kindly, you know. And I've always liked to laugh because I was an only child. So, you know, now with my grandkids, if the buzzard buzzes, you know, Finley or Clover, they go, Grandpa, Grandpa. They were expecting me to come when they get up from their nap. Yeah, and I do that, you know. But you know, working with Cassavetes, I learned that it wasn't the Bible that I was performing. And if I could make it a little different, or see a line a little different, you add your own character to it, and that's why I was hired, to create my character and with the written word. But there are times words come to you, or even sentences, that enhance it. And that's what I try to and love doing. And usually it works most of the time. I've been doing it so gosh darn long.
I think your humor saved this film. I think this could have been a very dark, morose story.
Yeah.
And you know, this is also touted as a comedy, and people will look at the, you know, description and say, how on earth could you be laughing at something like this? And then I've had one man say, oh my God, I've never been in a situation where I'm like laughing and crying at the same time. And that's what it does, is it evokes all kinds of emotions. And if we've done that, then good for us, we've accomplished what we needed to do. And again, it's about getting the message out. And thank God I've got, you know, a good partner here who's willing to go out and drive for...
We're not married. I mean, she's got a husband. I don't know how he puts up with it. But I may have to do it every couple of weeks.
Charlene, you, and either one of you can answer this, but I'm assuming this might be a producer question. I don't know that I've ever seen a film where you saw a mastectomy, and it was just so beautifully, you know, I don't know, I'm not saying the words right, but you know what I mean. I thought it was brilliantly handled. Was there a conscious decision? Was that a struggle? Do we put that in? Do we not put it in?
No, it was
Oh,
that's right. So, yeah, somebody asked Seymour, you know, was that a real mastectomy? How is Adrienne doing? And
I said, no, she's got a full rack.
No, and talk about how word spreads. She was at a party when we first came out with the film and started getting it out there, and somebody came up to her at a party and said, oh, I heard you died. I'm so glad to see you. I heard you had died. It was written in. It was part of the original script. Originally, she was going to turn and you know, I mean, this is such an interesting thing. It's Adrienne Barbeau, for goodness sakes. I mean, she was known, you know, she was known for her beautiful breasts. So it was so fitting that she was cast in this role, and that she played it with such dignity. And she's, you know, married to Billy Van Sant, and they discussed it, and they decided that they would be okay with it as long as she could, you know, carefully sort of cover her other breast. And when we shot the actual scene, the one breast was exposed, and we use special effects. And they have, you did see it, yes you did, happy for you. And you know, they've got those dots now that they can use, and the reason that that's actually our most expensive shot, by the way, of the entire film, because she's breathing and she's moving, and had we just taken a shot and stuck it over her body and she was breathing and moving, it would have looked stagnant and weird. And so it had to slightly move as she moved, and we were able to grab a shot off of the internet of a real scar, and then we worked that in with our post-production house for a special effect, and it is very you know, it takes your breath away. And she just plays it with such dignity. I'm so proud of her, and she that's her favorite scene, by the way. Yeah, and she would have loved to be here too.
I thought it was the one where we got the bed together.
Of course you did.